Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Flex Break. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you are maybe ready to stretch a little bit here. So for today's focus, movement-based stretches. We're going to do a majority of our dynamic stretches. We'll throw in a couple of those static or holding-based stretches, but yes, for today, moving and stretching through movement. So if you haven't already, go ahead and stand up, and we're going to start like we typically do through the head and neck. So with those arms relaxed at your sides, shoulders relaxed as well, we're going to start with just our head and neck turns. So simply looking left to right as we turn our head, keeping the eyes on the horizon line, and allowing for that 1 second pause at each end range of motion. And be sure to do an equal number, turning the head to the left and to the right. And we'll bring the head to its normal position and now into our neck rock and rolls. And we'll do a few extra repetitions with this one. So chin to chest, and we'll rock and roll our head from side to side, stopping the head over and the ear over the shoulder. And again, chin to chest as we rock and roll to the other side, ear over the shoulder. And take your time with this one. Allow those muscles through that back and side of the neck to be stretched just for a little bit longer duration through this motion. And we'll do about 2 more to each side. And whenever you're ready, as always, return that chin to the chest and then raise the head to its normal position. And now 1 more for the neck. Just tipping our head from side to side, just like we do with our side of the neck stretch. So with this one, keeping the head focused and looking straight forward, we're just going to tip to the side, ear to the shoulder, and then alternate to the other side. Again, just holding for maybe a second, no longer than 2. And again, be sure to do an equal number to the right and to the left. And we'll move into our shoulders and into our arms. So when you're ready, head back to its normal position. And let's start with arm swings first. So making sure that you have some space out to the right and to the left of your body. We're simply just going to casually and calmly just swing our arms out to the side. And again, when it comes to this one, feel free to reach up overhead or as high as you'd like to, maybe just staying comfortably below the shoulders. But you can determine how much of a reach you would like to include with this movement. And just a couple more, and we're going to go into our back of the shoulder stretch. So when you're ready, release those arms momentarily. And we're going to just take one arm across the body, that nice pull, pause and hold for maybe 1 second, and release and alternate to the other side. And a couple more on both sides. And relax the arms. Now let's move into our shoulder circles. So again, starting backwards or forwards, we're going to do both here. But that nice big revolution, that nice big circle throughout the entire shoulder. And after you've done a few, go ahead and go the opposite way. And pause those shoulder circles. And now one of our few static or holding based stretches today. We're going to do our horizontal arm reach stretch. So with this one, we'll interlace the fingers, flip the hands, press the palms forward, reaching the arms as far forward as we can. And when it comes to this stretch, also including that nice reach of the shoulder forward, so we can try to really expand that upper back and stretch those muscles between the shoulder blades as well. So again, we'll hold this one for about 15 seconds or so. And when you're ready, release. Now let's move into the forearms. Before we go into our cats and cows, so just a moment for the forearms, for the wrists. So we'll start with our wrist circles here. A nice large revolution as well, just like we did with our shoulder circles. But not only spinning the hand, but also rotating through the forearm as well. And when you're ready, go the opposite direction. We'll try to do an equal number here. And then some movement for those wrist extensor muscles. So we'll move into a gentle fist position. Again, not clenching the fist tight. Gentle fist with those arms reached out in front of you. And then flex at the wrist joint, pointing the knuckles to the floor. Depending on how tight you are, you might start feeling a stretch through those wrist extensor muscles right away. Feel free to just hold if you need to, or if you are feeling ready for it, start the movement here. So rotating and pointing the knuckles to either side of the body, and then rotating the knuckles pointing up and into the ceiling. Again, maintaining that gentle fist, not squeezing, not clenching the fingers, but maintaining that wrist position the whole time. Just a couple more here. And release when you're ready. Feel free to spread the fingertips out a few times as needed. And now let's move into our cats and cows. So we'll come down into that crouch position with the hands supported just above the knees. Then we'll start with our cat stretch first. So pressing the back up to the ceiling, simultaneously taking that hip bone and rotating the hip bone up underneath our body. After about a second or two, release, transition into that cow stretch position. Again, lifting the head and chest, creating as much of that reverse arch through that mid to low back as you can. And then we'll just continue alternating from cat to cow at that pace. Again, holding each position for 1, maybe 2 seconds. And be sure to breathe. Exhale as you are moving into the new position. Allow that oxygen exchange, that oxygen to move through the bloodstream in and through those muscles. And one last one here, one cat and one more cow. And stand up, relax. And let's move into our chest opener stretch. One more of those holding base stretches. So we'll bring the arms behind our back, pulling the shoulder blades back, pressing the chest forward, and then utilizing our arms in two different ways, up to you. The first one is pressing the hands and arms down to the floor, helping you extend through the spine just a little bit more, all while, again, keeping the shoulder blades pulled back. The other option is lifting the arms up off the back to get a little extra stretch through that front of the shoulder, more so into those rotator cuff muscles. So feel free to do both here over our 15 to 30 seconds, or just stick with one. And go ahead, release. And now into our lower body over these last few minutes here. So starting with our hip flexor stretch, we're going to do this one as a little bit of a combo here, where we're going to hold our hip flexor, but then include some dynamic movement for our side of the torso as well. So this one should be a pretty nice one here. So hip flexor stretch, stepping back into a comfortable split stance with both feet flat on the floor. We're going to squeeze our glutes and then rotate and tip the pelvis up to the ceiling. Again, that front point of the pelvis should rotate and point up to the ceiling. Hold that hip positioning in place, and now we're going to add in that lateral flexion. So taking that same side arm with that same side that you step back with the leg, arm goes up and we tip to the side, reaching until we achieve that stretch through the side of the torso, and release back to just our normal neutral position, and do that same side again. Again, making sure that we are maintaining that hip rotation, that glute squeeze. Come back to neutral, reach and tip. Again, 1 to 2 second hold and release. And 2 more, and we'll do the other side. And release everything, step together, and prepare for that other side. Again, comfortable split stance with both feet flat on the floor. Squeeze the glutes, rotate the hip bone, hold and lock in that position. Make sure you never release that hip positioning here. And when you're ready, adding in that reach and tip. And the last one. And release. And that is it for our stretching routine today. I especially hope you enjoyed that last one. I actually have never done that as a dynamic stretch. That was kind of refreshing for myself. So I hope the same for you. Again, thank you for your participation. Thanks for joining me today. And I hope you have a awesome. I hope you have a great day and a great work week. And I hope to see you again soon. Take care.